Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chance Calloway, and I will be talking to you about how human trafficking can be reduced in the United States and world. Just a little bit about me. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, born and raised. I'm an 18-year-old college freshman at Louisiana State University, and my current major is finance. I enjoy alone time, working out, fishing, and comedy shows. In another life, my name is Billy John, and I have my own farm and cattle somewhere in the Midwest. Um, from young age, I was very energetic and happy little boy. I used to love to dance. My favorite cartoons were SpongeBob, Max and Ruby, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. I love to play outside. I love animals. I love rodeos. I love just being just a boy, you know. Uh, I love my family. Family brings me peace, brings a certain happiness that I look forward to every holiday and every day of the year. Um, something that, you know, something that no other thing can really bring me peace like family. Uh, growing up, I played all three sports: basketball, baseball, and football. I love all three, but I ultimately chose to play basketball in high school. And here are some pictures of me and my friends and family playing basketball when we were younger, and my recreational team back home when I was younger. But enough about me and more about the issue that we're talking about. Human trafficking. Human trafficking can be a touching subject to some. To some people may not worry about it. If it doesn't involve them, then they won't be aware about it or they won't care about it. But human trafficking earns global profits of roughly $150 billion a year for its traffickers, and 99 billion which comes from commercial sex exploitation. Many common types of human trafficking involve sex, forced labor, forced marriage, domestic servitude, and child soldiers. And here's just a kind of a visual panel of just the forms of child labor that's going on around the world and in our country. Child abduction, forced labor, forced marriage, all in our country and around the world and in these other little countries that you may not be aware about or you may not know about. Just some more facts here. There are an estimated 50 million people trapped in slavery around the world, which is surprising to some, because many people, you would think slavery, you know, it died down or it was eradicated years ago, but you know, it's still prevalent in today and age. I think this topic is not talked about enough, but is heavily active in the United States today, and now more than ever, with technology and devices, it has become easier to get away with human trafficking. And alone this year, there have been a numerous amount of celebrities and politicians and higher officials who have been exposed, for human trafficking and sex trafficking, these rings and these operations that has been blowing people's minds, and it just makes you wonder, you know, how how big is this really? How how important is this really to us? Like, what is really going on under our nose that we really do not know about? And it just makes you wonder. So, for my research process, I plan to conduct a survey including 5 people. I'll ask them a couple questions involving my research question, and I'll record the answers, and we will come to a logical conclusion at the end of the presentation. So, here are some sources that help me with my presentation, help me guide me, and you know, come up with the logical facts and my reasonings behind my presentation. For my first trial, we have 2 questions. The first one, on a scale of 1 through 5, how familiar are you with the issue of human trafficking in the United States, and where do you primarily get your information about human trafficking? For our second trial, We have two questions to gather info and insight from other people. I asked five more people on a scale of 1 through 5, how important is human trafficking? And what are some solutions that can help reduce these reoccurring events? Conclusions. After surveying the group, the results tell us that most of them are aware that human trafficking is going on in the United States. Besides that, the fact that the first person was an elderly man, each person is heavily influenced by social media and is their main source of news, which I think is very beneficial, especially now that majority of the population is on social media. So that awareness that's being brought to social media, more eyes to it, people will reshare, relike, and repost these posts, getting to more eyes, becoming more aware, and hopefully getting people to come up with more solutions, getting eyes to those bigger people, those bigger powers, ultimately to help us to have an army behind us supporting this cause. For our last trial, all volunteers provided different and unique solutions to the problem that could potentially mediate child trafficking in the United States. Out of the five answers, I wanted to know which one would be the most logical and realistic solution that will provide the best results. So I put the answers into AI to help me decide. Volunteer one had the best answer overall solution, according to AI, and it stated teaching children about bodily autonomy, safe and unsafe touch, and how to recognize and respond to dangerous situations is the most proactive way to prevent a child from sex trafficking. These skills empower children to protect themselves and are fundamental to their safety. Now, we can go back and look at trial two and see the recorded answers from each five, each of the volunteers. Person one, encourage parents to practice safety rules with children at a young age. Person two, keep an air tag on kids at all times. Person three, encourages parents to sign children up for karate. Person four, start a neighborhood watch club to monitor the community and keep it safe. Person five, equip children with defense weapons to protect themselves. Now, these contestants or these volunteers, were all around campus. So the age may vary, and the answers may vary. Some were more on the childish side and some were more serious. But AI, we put them into AI, and AI gave us its most logical answer that could potentially be implemented into the world that could reduce sex trafficking. Now, a little bit why this is important to us. Um, Sex trafficking is most prevalent in younger children and younger teens. Now, this is important to the youth. This is important to parents and aunties and uncles who have children. We will want to keep an eye on them and we want to protect our children. They are the most precious things to us and they can mean the absolute world to us. You know, bringing this awareness to this cause can, change someone's lives. There have been so many people that have been affected by this and they had never recovered. They lost their joy, their life, their everything, and we wouldn't want that to continue to happen. Not to anybody. Nobody would want that or should want that. And I think that this is as important to all of us that just we keep in mind and we be mindful of other people, even if we don't have children of our own or we don't have anybody to look after. Just thinking if you were in their situation or in their shoes, how would it how would you feel about it? How would you act towards this situation? You know, And I I want to thank you guys for listening. Um, Thank you for being here, and peace.